Hi, welcome back. Wow. So tomorrow, at least if you're watching when I've just filmed, tomorrow is the summer solstice up here in the northern hemisphere. Ah, and it's feeling big. Like the energy feels big. In fact, just kind of like wired energy. Like I didn't sleep a lot last night, so I'm feeling tired and wired at the same time. And I think, it's interesting because right now, uh, the solstice energy, I think is just activating so many different layers of us that even when we're sleeping, we're still working. Like never a dull moment, right? Like, so I don't know if you've been experiencing a lot of dreams. Last night for me, it felt like I had like 100 dreams. I don't really remember much of any of them, but yeah, it was just a lot of dreams, especially when I first woke up in the morning. Like I wake up, go back to sleep like around 4 or 5 in the morning, and you just kind of like drift in and out of sleep. Yeah, like 100,000 dreams. So, wow. Yeah. So the solstice, I kind of wanted to um find out, like, just get into that cosmic awareness of like what energy is actually being activated right now. How is this helping us? What's going on for us? What's happening? And yeah, what better way to do that than to dive in with a bunch of fun Oracle decks and see what pops out. So, the solstice, just so that you guys know, like, why is it so special? Why is it so interesting? It is the day that from here on our little beautiful globe, it looks like the sun stands still from certain spots on the earth. And all across history and um, different ancient civilizations, they all seem to make these different structures that would celebrate, honor, receive this solstice energy. And so, tomorrow, like Stonehenge is a huge megalithic site where people gather, and they have been gathering for however long. And they do this every solstice. And it's the moment when, the sun peeks through these certain stones in a certain spot in a certain way. And it only happens on that day. And, there's a lot of mystery to that. Like, why did they do that? And why do people continue to get excited about this if we don't know anything about it? But I think our soul knows plenty about it. And maybe it's just our mind that's getting in the way of letting us really get in on the secret. So, but for me, in my, um, humble wisdom, I guess, is, if this is the moment where the sun is standing still, then what that means, at least in my ideas, is that it's a moment when we can come into stillness. And the moment of stillness is so very powerful, so potent. It's that moment where everything just kind of becomes one. And for those of you um, who have a meditation practice and sit in that stillness, there's a lot going on. Like I kind of feel like there's nothing that's still, that everything is alive and moving. And when we quiet our body, quiet our mind, and we come into that, like it's just, I don't know, extra magic in there. So, and that's that point where we really do, um, we have full harness, we can harness, you know, our ability to create and make something happen. Oh, look at that. The first card that pops up, the void. Like it really is like the void perspective. Well, okay, I haven't actually asked the cards any questions, so I just kind of take that as like a before reading reading perspective. So a moment when, you know, if we're sitting still, you know, it really is a moment where we can kind of zoom out, like perspective, as in zooming out up above all of the different things that we have going on in our lives. Sometimes when we're in the weeds and in the thick of it, I mean, I can tell you right now, like it feels really freaking crunchy and hard. And you know, these different things that we have going on in our lives can feel really impossible. And when we're like ground level in the weeds, it's so hard to see the path forward. So I really feel like this card popped out for a reason, because the solstice energy gives us that zooming out quality, but magnified. So if you're asking for clarity and asking for any kind of answers, like the answers are inside of you. And that it's a age-old cliche, but that is really the truth, because when we're seeking all these different answers outside, we just get bombarded with a billion different opinions and ideas that could be really useful, but we don't know specifically which ones are useful for our situation and which ones are really right for us. So take those opinions, but then gather them up, sit still, and discern which one is right for you. So all right, so this solstice. Whoa, 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 the cards. So excited. This solstice energy, I'd love to ask all of our higher selves here. I feel like we've got kind of a umbrella that holds all of our highest knowing together. I'm gonna ask that. What exactly, well, interesting. So before I even get into the question, oh my gosh, there's just too many like before the questions. But look at what just fell out when I talked about the umbrella that holds us all together, is that Earth School that everybody on this channel, if you're tuning in, it's because we're all kind of in that same field of study in Earth School. We're learning something together. Yep, we're doing this together. We decided to come in as a little pod. So thank you. Thank you for being part of my higher learning. And I'm glad that we could all be on this Earth School ride together. So back to the actual question. What is it that we're asking? I'd like to know. Another card fell out. I'm not even going to look at it because this reading is going to take 10 years. Okay, so I put it back. I'm asking the question. What is going on for this solstice? What is the energy that is most serving us right now in this solstice? The energy that is most alive, is most serving us. The cards honestly have, if you saw just how many cards were falling out of the deck, it'd be like, wow, we could write a novel on what this solstice is bringing. But the one that this one fell face up, square in front of me, the courageous peony. So, and it says right here, multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. Let yourself glow. That you are courageous. And that this solstice, when you actually sit still with it, sit still with the sun, find out what time solstice is for you specifically in your area of the world, and sit still with the sun. It's going to bring you so much courage. It's going to fill up your cup. The cup will run full and give you that extra oomph to be courageous about something. Something. And for each and every one of us, it will be a different thing that we need this extra boost in courage for. And it says, let yourself be seen. So, I'm really feeling into that one. And it's not really talking about let yourself be heard. That's part of it, but let yourself be seen, which to me that says let yourself be noticed, witnessed, let your light shine, and that you don't necessarily have to do anything. You could be lighting up your entire neighborhood by simply being outside with your cup of tea, enjoying the morning sun, and you could be lighting up the entire neighborhood. That's simple. That's simple. But then, of course, it would take that courage to be vulnerable, to be outside with your cup of tea. See, that's where the courage comes in. But maybe your courage takes form in another shape. I imagine each of us going about our day when we're moving from place to place and, whatever kind of transportation you're in, light up the road. Nobody's gonna hear you. Nobody, but they might just feel it, and that might just radiate outward, and you shining your your love, your powerful magical presence, you shining that out without needing anything in return. Like, this is not about what do I get? This is how do I just give for the sake of giving? So, and then really lean into the part that when we shine, when we give our love out like that, to receive it, to receive, because the first little light bulb that kicks on is yours, right? So you shine your light, and the first thing that happens is you get filled up with your own love, which is beautiful. So courage, 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 courage is coming through loud and clear. What else is coming in to support us this solstice? What else is coming in? I'm being told that this is not the deck anymore. Okay. So we're gonna pull a different card from this one, from Galactic Heritage. So what energies are coming through this solstice window that are supporting us, aiding us in our courage to shine? Taking some time. Okay. Embracing transition. And this to me looks like a big old heart. This looks like a heart. Like boom, 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 boom. Let me look at this a little bit. And it also, to me, it feels a little bit like a chrysalis. We've got this little body that is kind of dissolving in this chrysalis, this heart chrysalis, the seed pod. There's a lot of ambiguous kind of ways of looking at this. And so what I'm feeling with this one, embracing transition. So when we stand still, like that sun is moving from from the first half of the year to the second half of the year. And so this is a transition point where, the sun also is at its absolute like the longest day. If you're in the northern hemisphere, it is the longest day. And so the longest day where it is standing still, and then the days start to get shorter and shorter and shorter. And so the transition to winter, and that takes a long time, because I mean, it's the first day of summer. However, the days now from here get shorter. So it's interesting because we get to live it up in the summertime, but we're also accepting the transition to winter, even though it is still so far off for us. And so there is a transition that we're all moving through collectively. This is a human thing right now. So much is getting stirred up that there's this beautiful message, this what would you call it? It's like a story, like a learning lesson story where you have somebody who is like kind of agitated, and then this wise person hands them a jar full, or I think they're told to go get a jar from the river and scoop it up full of water and dirt and muck, and then they're told to just like sit there with it, watching it all get still and all the layers of dirt and silt like start to go down to the bottom. Well, right now we're in that moment collectively with every single person in in all the different earth schools. Like I kind of see, like, we've got science earth school, esoteric earth school, just regular like learning whatever's coming your way earth school, all these different master's degree programs in earth school. And for each one of us, that jar of silt and dirt is getting mixed up because things are coming up for us to clear, and that awareness is becoming more and more, it's just becoming bigger. Like the awareness is just becoming bigger, and we're all changing and growing. And there's something big and beautiful that we're right there in the middle of a tipping point. I don't know what the future will bring for us as like an entire collective human people. I don't know what our story will be, you know? Yeah. But if each and every one of us embrace the transition just in our own personal little tiny life, then, it gives everybody that courage to do the same, right? And so if you just allow, and that word allow, it keeps coming in really loud and clear. Allowing and receiving. Allowing and receiving are the two words that keep coming in loud and clear. We're just like breathing into that word allowing. Is that not trying to control anything, and also just moving with rather than against. And it just feels a lot easier. So, yeah, embracing transition is something that is coming in this solstice. Let's see what else is coming in this solstice for us. What else is coming in for us this solstice? Okay. So, Atlantean era. Atlantean era. This is really fascinating to me. I love ancient esoteric mystery. If there's any mystery school that Earth school that I feel like I'm a part of, it is the ancient mystery schools. What school are you part of? I'd like to know. But I feel like a lot of the learning that I have done has stemmed from this ancient past, the Atlantean era. And actually starting to pull in those memories, like those things, that the wisdom that we learned back in those times. This is the Earth's ancient past. Ah, and I feel like each of us have something very special to bring forward from that ancient past. Um, if you're listening here, then it's very likely that that you also have carried wisdom with you from that particular time of history. And you may not actually have conscious awareness, but you might just know things that, others may have needed to go to school to study, but you just know them. You know, there are people that, they just are instantly very good at painting, or poetry, or that they are musicians, and or that they just know their way around crystals, or perhaps they're very, you know they have a way of understanding people that just they just know. These things are part of you, like ancient part of you, like past life memories that you don't have to remember them for them to be there. So, but this is actually, since I asked, what is this? Oh, there's so much coming up. What is this solstice really bringing forward for us? And this is a time that you could sit still and access more of yourself from this time, the Atlantean time. So, and the next card that fell out was community. And this one is really incredible. This one is the association of worlds. And so what's coming through is cosmic help. Cosmic help. Look at like the association of worlds. So all across these cards, there are different colors that associate with different star races. And some of these star races, like there are the Andromedans and Arcturians and the Pleiades and the Cassiopeians. I mean, the list goes on and on, because it's basically all the stars that we can see in the sky. And we think that we're out there alone, all by ourselves. And on one side of the coin, yes, we are. But then on the other side of the coin, we're part of a greater community. And I feel that greater community of people coming together, but then star energy, star people, our star ancestors are coming together. And all of it, I see this as kind of a portal energy. Like if you think of, things sitting still, it's in absolute alignment. And so here, all of that energy is coming through that alignment energy. Wow. And I'm fascinated by this. This is 96, but it looks like a mirror. And so I feel like this is also a mirror time. And I'm kind of getting the image of I'm getting an image of, it's a lot bigger than what we think. This activation is putting us more on a cosmic community timeline. where it could be very likely that we could actually just get on board with all of our cosmic friends out there, and that perhaps this feeling of being alone, hanging out in the nothing, that we'll feel a bit more like we belong to something larger. So, and this happens with each of us individually, tapping into um your own cosmic awareness, your own star guides. And yeah, there's a lot to be said with that, because I feel like all of these different star guides are really just you, us, me. And perhaps they are future versions of us. And at least that's kind of a thought of mine, all coming together. I mean, if you think about, like, we all are one, we all come from source, then it would make sense. But yeah, so that's huge. Embracing transition, the transition, the transition of being, let's see where to put it. Embracing the transition of being alone to coming back into community. And this also happens, within our own little mini our own individual lives, as well as the entire soup of humans and other beings, because animals and plants all have a right to exist together as well. So, but this is clearing up karma from the Atlantean time and bringing forward the gifts and the knowledge and the beauty of this time is what I definitely feel, because it's right under the courageous peony. Like, these two cards are right underneath each other. And so I really do feel that it is that courage to take a look at these ancient lessons. And I do feel like so many of them are being played out here. Yeah, like proper use of technology, proper use of our bodies, and being able to use our innate body wisdom with integrity. Yeah. All right. I'm feeling like maybe there's one last thing, and I've been loving doing bibliomancy with this beautiful book called Inward. And this beautiful book has so many just beautiful little poems, little stanzas. So let's go ahead and see, tapping into that cosmic community, all of that energy that is coming straight through. I'm looking at this as like, coming through that 0 point, that still point. And if you take a look at her, like falling through this energy field right here, where it's like coming through a portal. All of this energy is coming through the solstice portal. I want to know, how else are we being supported? How else are we being supported? Let's see these beautiful little words. Okay. It says, how to lead yourself. Number one, develop a relationship with your intuition. Two, have the courage to follow its guidance. I love how that works. You can't make this up. Right here. Wow, right? How to lead yourself. Develop a relationship with your intuition. Get into that still point where you can hear yourself, where there's nothing asking, pulling, demanding your energy. Get into the still point where you are alone with you and you can listen to yourself. And then, two, have the courage to follow its guidance. Damn, right? I love how these things work together. And I love how spirit comes through each and every time with a message that is exactly tuned in for what's happening right now. Like if I were to go, you know, shuffling through the decks to find the perfect cards, I'm not even sure if I would have picked these, but they are so perfect for what I feel for this solstice. Each of us in our different pockets of Earth School, really coming together as a community. Like, and even right here, we're each coming together as a community. And it doesn't actually matter if, we're sharing everything, um, you know, we're sharing things spiritually. So, all right. I love that. I love that. I love that. Is there any more cards that need to come out to play? All right. We're going to leave us with one word. And I love these teeny cutie little cards. These are the Sovereign Oracle. One word to leave us with. One word to leave us with this beautiful, very cosmic, activating solstice portal. If we could be left with one word. Let's see, what was that? Look at that. Oh, this is so sweet. Daydream. Daydream. Cultivate aimlessness. Allow yourself to fantasize about the possibilities, even if they may seem unattainable. Find a comfy spot. Let the project breathe itself into you. Wow. Okay. Well, I think that's that. We've got some really beautiful energy coming through. And it's not just coming from one collective or another, it's actually coming from, first of all of us as people. All of our collective energy is weaving itself together. And when one person in the Earth School, no matter where they are on the planet, has that courage to shine, then it gives each and every one of us that extra little boost. And then with it also coming in from all the different places in the cosmos, in the universe, as well as all the different places in time, future, and past, moving gracefully and having the courage to change. If you don't like the direction in which your life has headed, or perhaps you just desire more out of life, or you just know that we are in a big state of change as a human species, and Earth itself is changing. So much is changing. Um, and so much is unknown for us. And how do we move through that gracefully? Well, we were just given this beautiful word, daydream. And that means to really allow yourself permission to create. And the first way we create is with our imagination. And then that intuition will give you little nudges. And then that courageous peony to actually take that and run. So, all right, beautiful solstice to everyone here. You guys are, I mean, these readings are because, I'm feeling you and your energy. If you were not here listening, then this reading would be different. So this reading is because you are here. And so if I pulled this card, Courage to Daydream, your daydream is really, really freaking important. And it's priceless. And we all can feel that yumminess. So yeah, just enjoy. Maybe when that sun is sitting perfectly still for those few moments in the sky, take that little moment to daydream about what you, whatever, whatever you want to daydream about. Don't put any limits or boundaries on that. It's your daydream. So have the courage to dream it. And I will do the same. And I will also have the courage to keep doing this, keep following my joy, keep listening, and keep tuning in to whoever's out there so that we can keep going on with these ever unfolding messages. Because I love how each one seems to be they seem to kind of move along like an oracle story throughout the weeks, and I love how they keep building on each other. So I'm very excited to see what happens in the next chapter of this progression of oracle things that I do here. And as always, thank you so much for being here. And I'll do that thing where I say, if you've hung in there long enough, please, give a little like or subscribe to the channel or leave a comment, because all of these things help the channel to grow. And we start building more and more of that little community of, you know, this little pod of Earth schoolers. So we're doing our thing and we're all helping each other glow. So I will see you next time. And yeah, until then, daydream. Bye.